Is there something about females that you wanted to know but could never figure out? Are you struggling with relationships? Do you feel like you're being taken advantage of by the women in your life? Do you want to know how to leverage the playing field to your favor? Well, did you know that the female mind and the female psyche are mysterious and unexplored regions like the dark web of the internet? For this reason, men need a method of decrypting or hacking the manipulative psyche or dark web of the female mind. Once a man has a deep understanding of true female nature, he will then be able to hack her programming.
Access granted.
The purpose of this book is to help grown males evolve into men so that they can treat the women in their lives accordingly.
You win.
All right. So how's everybody doing?
Cool, blessed and highly favored.
Yo, what's good? You hear me well?
Trav,
What's up, Fresh Prince
check the link, Trav.
Long time no Jim.
So we talking about trying to get some strategies for these men to close. A lot of guys, and then we got my sister Millie coming up here too. Millie, it says you're not connected, so you got to leave and come back. Or I'll put the link in the chat for you, Millie. Yeah, so a lot of guys in the game don't know how to close. They interact, they talk, but they're not closing. So I'm gonna start with Professor and just lead it down. Professor, what advice did you give? And we'll just go on down. You see how we lined up.
I mean, first, I feel like y'all gotta get that Disney movie shit like out of here, bro. Like a lot of dudes think in their head like, oh, she's a 3-date kind of girl, or like I have to wait for a month, bro. Like she already knows in her head when she sees you if she's going to let you smash or not. After that, you're giving her reasons to do it or to not do it. So I feel like whatever you guys do, I don't know if you already bring her to the crib, like the first date, or you take her on a date. If you out, you have to initiate, like, you want to come back to my place. You know what I mean? Off rip. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you get her there, I feel like that's most of the battle right there. You just got to get her comfortable, create that dynamic. But before y'all even like go on a date, you have to like gauge the level of interest she has in you. The mistake a lot of dudes make is they're the free date nigga. You know what I mean? Like she doesn't really like you that much, but she knows you're gonna pay for the meal. Or she might have high interest in you. So like I feel like if she has low interest, you shouldn't even be entertaining it from the jump. But like on the back end, before you even setting up the date, you have to like create that sexual tension before the date, during the date, and then when you just get her back there, it's just all about being comfortable. And like, a lot of dudes be scared to make the move, bro. Like niggas be waiting for girls to kiss them or like to, I'm saying, like grab them or cuddle or some shit. Dog, you got to do the work, I'm saying, and like be able to properly lead her into that situation.
For sure. RPC, check in. Alpha C said I'm having issues logging on. That's my man Alpha Villains. I'm gonna put the link in the chat for you, bro. Maybe you can just do it that way. Sometimes it works like that. Sometimes the phone stuff. So I'm gonna put the link in for you. RPC, go ahead, check in, brother. Can't hear you.
Unmute yourself.
Oh, there you go.
Yo, shout out to everybody in the panel. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I agree with everything that the professor just said. What I would add to that is, you know how I get down. First thing I would say is most dudes nowadays ain't even built to have a one-night stand, man. So we could give them all these, we're about to give them all these ways to, bring a chick back. But when you really think about it, it's like, you can give the person a fishing pole, but that doesn't mean they know how to use it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes want to know how to have a one-night stand, but like I said, they're not going to know what to do once they bring the chick back home. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, but let's get into it. Boom. I'm not a big one-night stand dude, especially living in New York. My one-night stands stem from my foreign trips and my time in college. That's what I really was about, that one-night stand life. Now, from what I can remember about the one-night stand thing, what dudes have to remember is, like, again, what I emphasize is that you got to be an experience to a chick. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make her feel a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? And just like Professor Rich said, you got to be able to build sexual tension. somebody got some feedback. You gotta know how to build some sexual tension, man. You dudes be feeling like the first time you touch a chick is the first time you kiss her. Like, nah, man. You should be having physical contact with her from gate. You know what I mean? Because I'm not a dating coach and I'm not a relationship expert. You know what I'm saying? I just sit back and think about the things that I've done in the past that has worked for me. And one of the things I realized is, like, you know, me being Haitian, part of our culture is, you know, to hug and give a kiss on the cheek. You know what I mean? So when I meet a chick first off top, I mean, I don't do that as much now, but I remember back in the day, I would give her a hug and maybe even a kiss on the cheek on some, like, and that was like regular to me. There was no nervous energy with that. But aside from being the experience, another thing that I would advocate, or something that works for me, two things that work for me, is the fact that they say you got to take a chick on multiple dates. You know what I'm saying? In the same night. What I mean by that, basically, like, you know what I'm saying, you got to change the venue on a chick. You know what I mean? When you go to different venues with a chick, she's gonna feel like it's different dates. Like, she went on 3 dates with you, whatever the case may be. And as opposed to her feeling like, well, you know, I just met this guy and, you know, I don't know who he is and this, that, and the third. And the last thing that I'll say that works for me is that works for me a lot abroad is the time constraint, you know what I'm saying, thing that goes about. You know what I mean? Them knowing that, you know, I'm not gonna be there for forever, that I'm there only there for a certain amount of time. Dudes need to learn how to use a time restraint, man. Because with that, when you give a chick an experience and she knows that there's a time constraint to it, meaning like this experience is not gonna be here forever, she's gonna want to capitalize on the situation, man. And, you know what I'm saying? Do what you want to do. But that's what I gotta say so far on one night stands.
Hey, P, go on ahead, brother.
What it do, y'all?
What's up, bro?
Good.
He said some real shit about having multiple experiences in one day. You know what I'm saying? If you start off getting to know somebody early on in the afternoon, by the end of the night, y'all best friends. At least it feel that way, and it ain't too hard to knock a chick. You know what I mean? It's really about timing, though. There is no set way to pull any chick. You know, I'm sure Drake get curved trying to step to chicks on the first day. You know what I'm saying? You never know where somebody headspace at, how they body reacting. The bitch might got a fucking venereal disease at the time. You know what I'm saying? And it's a blessing that she's not trying to fuck that night. So you got to consider all of those things. And I will also say, even though we're going to talk about how to do this and talk about how to make it happen and seal the deal, I would caution any young man, especially nowadays in the world of makeup, to let anybody, into your crib. Awesome. I can't even hear myself. I dig it.
Yo, Dre, you gotta mute yourself.
Yeah, but like I was saying about in the age of makeup, you don't want to end up at the hotel or somebody's house with a boy girl. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be real careful before you're trying to take anybody home. You got to know what you're dealing with. But we can talk about how to do it and how to get it done. But I just wanted to start off with that. It ain't gonna happen every time. People swing and miss all the time. It's a timing issue. And again, I would caution yourself before you're just trying to pull anything out of anywhere. You feel me?
Especially bringing a stranger to the crib, man.
100%.
Alex, what you got to say, bro? TOP, LFA, there go the link right there, brothers.
You just gotta be a gentleman. No, I'm just fucking with you. I'll break it down.
Open doors.
4 steps, right? Yeah, you open the door and that gets you opening her legs. I'll break it down 4 steps. So the first step would be before you even pull, the intent, right? So I would say about 80% of the pickup community, they pull under the friend's pretense, like, oh yeah, after party. And they get the chick back to their place, and then when they try to escalate, the girl's like, whoa, like, I thought you were like a little beta bitch, like you're trying to actually have sex with me now. It's not go down. So first is the intent. There's 3 levels. I would say there's 3 levels of this. I'm gonna try to make this as simple as possible. But anyway, first level is when you can't show intent at all. The second level is when you're too extreme. So those are the guys who are like, hey, let's just go back to my place and have sex, right? It's the other end of the spectrum. The best level you can be at is when you can show intent without being explicit about it. So in your communications, the way you talk to the girl, the way you stare at her, the way you slow down your speech, the way you touch her, and the little things. So you're not having to be explicit about your intent, right? Second part of it, I would say, is screening, right? So not every chick is going to be down to have sex on the first night. Some chicks are saving themselves for Jesus and all that stuff. So being able to screen effectively is a key component of game that's not often talked about. Once you get the chick back to your place, it's about having balls and escalating optimally. So for example, when you bring a chick back, does she look like she's comfortable? She might not be comfortable yet, so you have to offer her a drink, hang out with her for a while. Or she might be ready to fuck at that very moment. So having the social intuition to be able to pick up on the cues that she gives you. How she's sitting. Is she sitting away from you with her body language closed? That means she needs more time. or is she fully open and you can be around the bush for an hour, she's actually gonna get bored and hit up one of her girlfriends, right? So being able to pick up these things and just going for it, right? But going for it in a smooth way. A lot of guys, for example, their idea of going for it is just go for the makeout. That's not how I do things. First, I'll touch her leg a little bit, touch her arm, comment on her, body language, maybe touch her ear a little bit. Sometimes maybe I'll go for the kiss, but I won't fully go for it, pull back a little bit. So that goes back into, I forget, it doesn't show me the names, but someone was talking about that earlier. And then usually that does the trick, but sometimes also dealing with possible concerns or objections that come up. Now, of course, this is not going to work every time, but sometimes, for example, a girl, might be worried that you're going to judge her. She might be worried that, if she puts out on the first night, you're never going to see her again, right? So, when I get that, I'll reframe it. I'll say, hey, listen, I totally respect your decision, but, typically, I'm not like most guys. I actually think that girls who, are comfortable expressing their sexuality are high in my opinion. So me personally, I'm more likely to see a girl again if I have sex with her, not the other way around. So just reframing that. That's kind of how I would break it down.
Good stuff. King Dre, what you got to say? King Dre, what you got to say?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
Peace.
Hey, what's the question again?
Sex on the first night, bro. How do we get these sex on the first dates, man? How do we close? We trying to teach these brothers how to close.
You gotta fuck with the chicks. You gotta learn how to fuck with the chicks that's high interest. Easy. Stop wasting. I mean, you can fuck with chicks that's moderate interest and all that, but if you wanna hit it quick and fast and pull them out the club and first date and all that, you gotta learn how to spot women that's into you and stop wasting your time with women who you gotta heat up and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I always been good at fucking with chicks that fuck with me because I felt like I ain't finna be chasing no bitch that don't like me. I always felt like that. Yeah, I've fuck with chicks who you gotta chase around a little bit, but I always been the type to a guy to like a bitch. You gotta show me what's up. Like, and if you ain't showing me what's up, then I fuck with somebody that is. I'm not finna waste my time on you. So that's basically the main thing, man. If the interest ain't there, it ain't there. If the attraction ain't there, it ain't there. No matter what you do, unless you finna trick and offer, money for straight sex. But if it's not there, it's not there. Period. There's nothing happening if it ain't there. So you got to learn how to peep when it's there. Learn how to spot the signs. The signs women give off, to let you know that okay, it's all right to go for the kill. You know what I'm saying? But you won't get the signs if the attraction ain't there. You know what I'm saying? If the interest ain't there, it's just not gonna happen. So that's number one. You gotta fuck with chicks who like you like that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know how to not waste time and trying to heat up the oven. And a lot of guys think that they can go into a situation and make the bitch like them a little bit more or turn the bitch on. It don't work like that. She either on you or she ain't. She already know what's happening. If you really think about all the chicks you smash, right? Think about all the chicks you smash. Unless a bitch don't really shave, right? Unless a bitch don't shave her legs or don't shave her pelvic area and all that. For the most part, most of the times, the bitch gonna be well manicured, shaved, and all that shit. That's because she already knew. When you went on a date or whatever, she already knew what was going on. She just waiting on you to make the move. But she knew because the interest was already there. The attraction was already there. You see what I'm saying? So learn how to do that. You know what I'm saying? I guess we'll get into that later, but that's number one. It ain't nothing happening if she ain't feeling you like that. And you're not gonna go on a date. If a bitch ain't really feeling you like that and she using you, you're not gonna go on no date and it ain't nothing you can say to make her wanna fuck you if she already don't like you like that, or if she already see you as a sucker. There's nothing you can say or do. You know what I'm saying? You just a sucker. So that's my thing. Learning to spot the signs when you can to know when you to go in, because women give you signs. Because a lot of women ain't gonna jump on you. You know what I'm saying? Most women ain't gonna make the first move like that. You know what I'm saying? So learning how to spot the signals that they give to go in, and learning how to not chase bitches that ain't into you like that. You know what I'm saying? I always been good at fucking with chicks that fuck with me.
I think so far from what everybody said, man, we can tell that bringing a chick home first night stand, one night stand, and all that. This is not no level 1 elementary game. Because as we just, even what King Dre just said, he basically said a dude has to have the ability of discernment, being able to see a chick with high interest, being able to recognize genuine choosing signals, so on and so forth. Where dudes, like you said, dudes are too busy chasing chicks, whereas this chick's right there, you know, picking and choosing up on them, but they don't even recognize it or see it. Sometimes they may even think, nah, that chick can't be choosing up on me. She look too good. That's crazy, man.
Hey, let my man Fresh Prince come in, because I know he got a fresh offer situation. You want to tell us about it, brother?
Hey, what's up, guys? So, the boy Fresh Prince CEO. But yeah, man, I find like guys kind of take it too seriously, like on their dates. I feel like you just need to relax and just like not talk yourself out of the one night stand. What do I mean by that? So, for example, like you're going on a date with a girl, and for the most part, if a girl's on a date with you, she likes you for the most part. So at the same time, it's like, don't stress about, you know, does she like me or not? Is she gonna feel me? Like, just go with the flow and keep it cool. Also, as well, like when you're on a date, pick up cues. Like, okay, is she holding my hand? Is she holding my hand? Is she like touching my hand? If I touch her, is she like backing away? You get me? Like, just pick up like the obvious. And then at that point, once things are going well, all you're gonna do is you're gonna say, hey, you know what? We had a great time. We went to like multiple spots. So I'm in downtown like Miami. I go to like Blackbird, maybe Blue Martini. So I take it to like multiple spots, and at that point, like she kind of like knows me as a person, and she sees that I'm like really cool. I'm not like kind of like a weirdo, whatever. And then at that point, like you say, you know what, we're having a great time. Let's head back to the crib real quick for some more drinks. At that point, she's kind of like cool with it or whatever. She knows me. We go out to the crib, talk some more. Maybe look over the balcony, talk a little bit more. You know, chop it up. And at this point, she's like comfortable with you. And this whole time, I'm letting her talk. That's very important, because I find like guys talk themselves out of getting the bleep. I'm not going to say the word, but you get what I'm saying. So for the most part, just relax, stay calm, you know, go with the flow, watch her movements, make sure she's cool. And at the end of the time, like when you're ready to like make your move, just go for it, bro. Like go for the kiss. I always go for the kiss. I always go for like the touch, like, you know, the leg, you know, the shoulder. And look, if you're nervous, this is what I use sometimes too, right? I'll be like, I'm pretty good at massages, and then like, right?
She like, what you looking at?
yeah. So you know what I'm saying? Like, just keep it cool, keep it calm, and like, you know, just be yourself to an extent. Don't try to like be macho and like, oh, I'm this person, that person. Nah, just be cool with it, go with the flow, and you know, go from there.
The massage game is a good tool to have in the toolbox.
Yeah,
I'll say that much.
Yes, sir.
Prince-O, what you got to say, brother?
Yo,
bro.
Yeah, what's up with y'all? What's up? Yeah,
Peace, man.
Yeah, when it comes to one night stands, I basically like, I don't know if anyone said it or not. I just got on.
LFA next, and then Millie. We gonna say the lady for last.
Yeah, when it comes to one night stands, usually I go out for like drinks or like smoothies or a joint, and then like for real, I end up like bouncing around different venues, hopping. Like I go to drink at one bar, to the next bar, I go to a different bar, and then I usually end up like trying to get them back to my crib, because like I usually live like close to wherever the bar is, and I'll be like, hey, you wanna go drink some wine in my spot, or hey, let me show you something in my crib, it looks cool, or something like that. Just trying to get them back.
Right.
To my crib. And then when I get them back to my crib, simple stuff, go on Netflix or Disney Plus, nothing crazy, but I talk to them for a little bit, get them comfortable, give them some wine, start talking to them, and then after a while, I try and go for like a kiss or something like that, and then that's how I usually make my move. Like, it's not that hard to get one night stand, but like, just make sure to ease into it. Just don't rush into it. That's my biggest take.
Now, Prince-O, you would agree that before, you know, you gave her that wine and you gave her that kiss, that you were having physical contact with her prior to that, right?
Oh,
Whether,
yeah.
you know.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Yeah, like
what I said earlier before you came on is a lot of dudes, the first time they have physical contact is when they're going in for the kiss. And that's why they're so nervous also, because they're not comfortable. You know what I'm saying? They're not comfortable touching the person. So dudes got to get comfortable even initiating physical contact where it's kind of like non-sexual. What I say I do is when I first meet a chick, first thing I do is give her a hug, maybe a kiss on the cheek, because that's part of like my culture. But I just adapted it to the dating game, and that makes a chick comfortable up top, because I've had some chicks, you know, when they first meet, put their hand out. I look at their hand like, the hell is that? Yo, come here. What's wrong with you? I give them a hug, and it makes them even more comfortable. Like, oh, okay. I mean, so dudes gotta get comfortable having physical contact without having their penis in their hand, for lack of a better term.
Facts.
Yeah, man. I remember we did that.
LFA in here, LFA. He
What's
got
up, bro?
That's how you close. You get muscles or what? How you close? What's the problem? Why, brother?
Well, first of all, if I'm one night standing, that means I'm single as fuck. So that means I'm talking to a lot of bitches, because every bitch I'm talking to is talking to a lot of dudes. So what that means is this dick is on back order. So when I text a bitch, I'm telling you, I mean, it might be hey. And then if I text her twice, she's going to respond with something like, oh my God, you are spoiling me. Usually you don't text me twice. Okay, so first of all, if we're going to act like we're high value dudes, we got to be high value dudes. And we got to understand women come and go. And I mean, they're all riding the carousel, man. So you got to handle yourself like this dick is a priority. You know what I'm saying? If she wants this dick, she's going to have to really prove herself to get this dick, because there's a million women just like her. And I don't mean to act that way. Like, I know if any women are watching this, they're going to say, well, I ain't shit. But I mean, that's just the way it is, man. I'm not going to sit here and try to prove myself. I'm not going to sit here and like put pressure on myself to perform. Fuck that. I mean, there's so many different women I can get with tonight that, like, why am I going to put pressure on myself? Do you think LeBron James, when he's a free agent, puts pressure on himself? Like, which team am I going to sign with? No, every fucking team in the NBA wants to sign with him. That's value.
Thank you. I gotta
that goes. You know, he's not the sixth man. He's not a fucking bench rider.
LFA came on, heat it up.
I like LFA's energy, man. That's all. I just want to tap in and really say that, man. LFA, I'm feeling your energy, man. Keep going.
Nah, man, I don't want to hog the mic. Let
No. Keep going, man. I like your energy, man.
Yeah, no. I'll come back into it. Let the lady speak.
All right. Mr. Man in Action, you can beam up, bro. You got the link. Millie, let's flip the question around. So you are female. Have you had a one night stand before? No or yes? Millie.
No. I think my one night stand. I usually start with a conversation first. Like, I have to really get to know the person mentally. I think that's what's gonna attract me to the guy, to make me think if I'm gonna really have sex with him when I meet him in person.
Well, let me ask you this: What about a man if you're dealing with a new guy? Okay, if you're dealing with a new guy, do you know if you want to have sex with him off the top?
Of course.
Yes.
Yes. It the way the conversation is flow, like if the energy is right, just hearing his voice will let me fantasize about having sex with him. So if I meet him in person, it's gonna go down. But if he really, like, you know, sometimes you could have a great conversation with a person over the phone, and then when you meet that person in person, it's turned you off. It says something stupid. You're like, damn, like maybe I should have kept it over the phone, because over the phone it was more turn on. But then again, you met that person and the energy is off. It gives you something like, oh, maybe I'm the one who was thinking too fast, you know? But it usually, you know, like over the phone, when I'm talking to a person, I always make sure that I have that connection with that person, because I don't meet him in person yet. But when I'm talking to him, I hear him talk. He sound intelligent. He sound intellectual. Like we understand each other. We on the same kind of like mental, you know. So I'm like, okay, if I meet that person in person, I know we're gonna have sex. It's gonna go down.
So Millie, you're talking about online dating then, right? Because you said you never met him in person.
Yes. Sometimes online dating, but sometimes I never met a guy online dating, because when I met them in person, I usually don't like them. I'm like, he doesn't dress well. The energy is off. But it usually somebody that I hear talk, and then I get to know that person for myself.
So Millie, you would agree that before you even get on the date with the person, you're probably gonna sleep with them anyway once you get on that date, right? Nah.
No. I have to really. I had to really think if you could stimulate my mind, if you could really sound intellectual to me, if you could really like say something that I don't know yet.
What about if they bring you back to their place? Would you say that if you go back to a guy's place, sex is more or less assumed?
Well, speaking from experience, I met this Italian guy. He was like 42 years old. And then, he invited me over. He cooked for me. He bought wine and all. But then again, I got a fake act friendly because he was all up on me. He thought that he was going to have sex with me the same day. And I was just turned off because he was too much on me, But
so hold on. If you go to a man's place, like, because you've already met him at that point, and you've heard his conversation and his game and all that. So, like, he's kind of expecting to put the moves on you once he gets you there. So,
of course, when we were talking, because he way older than I, so I thought, okay, he could teach me something. And then when I met him in person, he blew up. He blew it up because he was too. He makes me feel like he wanted my pussy more than he get to know me. And then I don't like that. I have to want the dick more than you want my pussy.
See?
So
thank you. Basically, he was too thirsty. He basically he was walking around with his penis in his hand the whole time. You knew what he wanted, and that kind of turned you off.
Yeah, it turned me off. He was kind of like touching my legs and be like, "Oh, you work out. Your legs strong." And I was kind of like fake friendly because I'm in that person's place.
Hey,
I don't wanna get raped. I don't wanna end up things.
I understand.
He probably
it sounded like you went into survival mode at some point in time, man.
Yeah, it turned psycho on me. So I gotta act like I'm smiling, but at the end of the day, if something gonna go down, I'm gonna be prepared mentally and
see real quick. All right, that's another thing. You say you smile at him, right? Just to keep the situation. But that goes back to discernment. You know what I mean? Because I can tell when a chick is fake smiling. You know what I mean? A genuine smile, you're gonna see somebody's eyes smile. You know what I mean? But these dudes over here, like, well, she was smiling, so I kept going. I kept escalating. Nah, family, she was smiling because she was uncomfortable. Y'all just don't know how to read energy.
I smiled a lot.
Let me interject some game real quick because I'm listening. If that dude was attractive to her and she really wanted him, he couldn't have said shit wrong. He couldn't have did shit wrong. Him talking about her legs being strong and all that shit, it wouldn't have stopped nothing. But at the end of the day, there's something called I guess we could say it's not sex appeal. We're gonna say if somebody is a sex object to you, whether you male or female, you ain't thinking about none of that other shit. So if you fly enough and you attractive enough, or you have convinced this woman that you that guy, she got to find out if you that guy, and you can't really fuck that up. And she even mentioned it about the way what she's hearing in her ears. It's about their eyes, their ears, they smell, they taste. It's their senses. So when they get a guy and he smells real nice, or he looks real nice, or he's kicking real shit to her, she hooked already. It's over. And like she said, she just want to know that you that guy, that you gonna treat her pussy the same way you treating her conversation, the same way you treating her eyes and everything else. You get what I'm saying? You appeal to a woman's senses, you in there.
Let me interject here because I partially disagree with that. In my mastermind group, we got about 300 guys, and there's quite a few of them who are quite good looking, and they get the girl super fucking down over text or whatever, and then they fuck it up when they get the chick back at their place. I've seen this time and time again. Look at the Aziz Ansari story, right? Aziz Ansari meets a fan who's all over him, like she's probably a huge fan. She wanted him. And then if you listen to the account of what happened when he pulled her back to his place, it just sounds like his game was total fucking dog shit. Like, literally, if his game was, instead of dog shit, partial dog shit, he probably would have banged that chick instead of, like, jerking. I think he did bang her, but she would have been a lot more into it. So, I've just seen time and time again where the girl is initially super down, but then the guy just fucks it up. So I do agree that having a high sex appeal is going to make things a lot easier, right? Like, but
he did bang, or he did fuck it up, and now the fuck up might have been just bad sex. The fuck up might have been a bad kisser. The fuck up might have been not knowing what to do with the pussy once he got it. It's about getting the pussy. A lot of men can't keep the pussy once they get the pussy.
That could definitely.
Hey, can I say something real quick? Let me interject too, because there's a lot of guys watching. A lot of women aren't this mature, right? The way that she's talking, a lot of women aren't, and I don't want guys to think that they have to focus on stimulating the bitch mind and all that, because most hoes ain't on that, right? When we talk about just straight up sex and all that shit, yeah, you got women like that. A lot of the older women, 28, 29, 30, in their 30s and shit, they don't know, oh, I'm a sapiosexual and all that shit, but most women not like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do all that. So if that's not you, if you're not like on some intellectual shit and know all of this, and don't worry about all that, because I know some young guys may hear her talk and think, okay, well, this is a representative for the majority of women, and I'm telling you, it's not, especially younger women. You don't have to focus on trying to stimulate a bitch mind, fam. You just got to be attractive. You know what I'm saying?
I could not.
Intellect is not every bitch's first choice. Like with Millie, it seems as though she would prefer intellect. You know what I'm saying? Over a lot of that other shit, over what you might have on, or what you driving and shit like that. So just know that for you young guys, you don't have to. Now you want to develop your game so you can be well-rounded and you can bag chicks in any spectrum like that or whatever, but that's not the you don't have to, that ain't the end all be all. You know what I'm saying? Focus on, your strengths and shit, because I know a lot of guys would hear that and think, okay, well, I gotta learn how to stimulate bitches mentally and all that shit. You ain't gotta do all that shit, especially chicks in their 20s and shit. You don't have to do that.
Hold on,
because he gotta go in a minute. He got a date.
Yeah. So, wait, you talking to love, bro? No, but yeah. So my thing is like, okay, I get what she's saying. She might be into like smart guys, but like King Dre was saying, most girls don't really care about that stuff. They just want to have a good time. I'm telling you, most guys talk yourself out of getting the snatch at the end of the night. That's the main thing. You could be good looking, you could be ugly, you could be whatever. If she's on a date with you, bro, you can make it work once you talk yourself out of it. So for example, let her do all the talking. So when I go on a date, I hardly talk. She hardly knows anything about me. I'm like, yo, so what made you move to Miami? Or how's it living over here? Like, I ask her questions all the time to make her talk. And by the end of the time, like, I know a lot about her, but she knows nothing about me. And it's like, damn, like, this guy's kind of mysterious. Like, what's up with him? And then, like I said, bring him back to the crib, pop some wine, whatever, chill, talk a little bit, go for the move, and then finish it, bro. Like, you guys think too much. Just be calm about it. Go about it like how you normally would, and don't overthink it. That's all.
Is there something about females that you wanted to know but could never figure out? Are you struggling with relationships? Do you feel like you're being taken advantage of by the women in your life? Do you want to know how to leverage the playing field to your favor? Well, did you know that the female mind and the female psyche are mysterious and unexplored regions like the dark web of the internet? For this reason, men need a method of decrypting or hacking the manipulative psyche or dark web of the female mind. Once a man has a deep understanding of true female nature, he will then be able to hack her programming.
Access granted.
The purpose of this book is to help grown males evolve into men so that they can treat the women in their lives accordingly.
You win.